toward her head and looked like she was about to cry. Why are you apologizing? Because I think I'm a ghost. I'm different from you, big sis. So I'm sorry if I scare you. It's just my fear really upsetting this little girl so much. That's terrible. I took Satsuko's hand in both of mine, turning to face her and ducking down a little so our eyes were level. It's okay. I'm scared of ghosts, but I'm not scared of you. I promise. You're not scared for real? No, I'm not. I'm not scared of you, Sachiko. Big sis, are you going to leave me? I did have to think for a moment since I knew I couldn't take care of couldn't take a ghost with me very far. But in the end, I also knew I couldn't just leave her. Well, will you come with me to look for my big brother? Your big brother? Yeah, he's really kind, really dependable person. I'm sure he'll be really nice to you too, Sachiko. Her head was still down, but her eyes were peeking up at me. She looked nervous, but for the first time since we started talking, she almost looked hopeful. You don't mind if Sachiko comes with you? Sure, you're not alone anymore. Yuka, your big sister's right here for you. Honestly, I was lonely too. I probably wanted her with me just as badly as she wanted someone with her, ghost or no. Come on, Sachiko, let's go. I turned to head back down the hall, but was stopped by Sachiko tugging at my uniform. She was wearing a forced smile on her face, but still looked uneasy. Big sis, will you do what I say? What you say? What was she going to tell me to do? I was so surprised by the question, I wasn't sure how best to respond, but the longer I thought about it, the more uneasy she looked. So, your big sister will listen to any request you make. Really? You can ask me anything you want, anytime. Okay. There was clearly something specific she had in mind, but I wasn't going to push her about it. She'd asked me when she was ready. She seemed satisfied with the answer to let go of my uniform, so hand in hand we continued down the hall in search for my big brother. I guess Big Brother really isn't in here. I guess not. Sachiko, have you seen anyone else in here besides me? Uh-huh. That's all she said, and then suddenly she squatted on the ground and wrapped her arms around her knees. What's wrong, you hurt? Big sis, I'm cold. You're cold? She nodded firmly, almost exaggeratingly. I guess that makes sense. If a ghost can feel pain, there's no reason she couldn't also feel changes in temperature. Poor girl. As if to show me how cold she was, she then started visibly shivering. Hey, Sachiko, is there anything I can do to make you feel better? Anything? You've been through so much already. I don't want you to have to go through anything else. So if I can help, just tell me. In that case, can I have those? She was pointing at my feet. My socks? This was the first time I noticed that Sachiko was walking around barefoot. I was so busy worrying about myself and about finding my big brother that I completely failed to pay any attention to poor Sachiko's appearance. I'm sorry, I didn't notice earlier. It's alright. Sachiko shook her head. If I'm supposed to be your big sister, I really need to be more observant. I need to pay more attention. If I were big brother, I would have noticed right away and given her my shoes. But it wasn't too late. I took off my shoes and socks and offered them to Sachiko. They were a little wet, but still better than walking on these cold dirt floors in bare feet. I didn't really like the idea of doing that myself, but just one look at this poor lost soul's shaking form convinced me I was doing the right thing. Thank you, big sis. Sachiko just took the socks, leaving the shoes in my hand. Are you okay with only socks, Sachiko? You don't want to wear the shoes over them? I'm okay. If I took both, then you'd be barefoot. She flashed a gentle smile at me, which stayed on her face the whole time. She slowly put on both of my socks. I don't want my big sister Yuka to get hurt, after all. Well, that's very thoughtful of you, Sachiko. I patted her head just like Big Brother always did to me. I love you, big sis. Her smile had grown. It now stretched from cheek to cheek, and I began to feel like I'd do anything at all to make her happy. I wondered if this was how Big Brother felt when I smiled at him like that. Let's do our best in here, Sachiko. Despite the severity of the situation, I was in high spirits. I almost forgot just how horrible this place really was. Do our best? Let's do our best to find Big Brother. Satsuko, did you say something? I thought that was a giggle, but it sounded different. Somehow like her voice had changed to someone else's, or someone else was here. You're so cute, I just want to mess you right up. What? I didn't say anything. Because it was just my imagination then. What is it? They usually say in movies, must have been the wind. Not too likely in the stagnant underground bunker like this, but still. I think I'm just getting paranoid. I need to pull myself together. I'm her big sister after all. I put on the bravest face I could manage and marched back out into the hall, pausing to make sure Satsuko was still behind me. Okay, I'm a bit stuck now. Because I've looked at everything. Okay. Weren't we just in here? You're right, let's go look someplace else. Don't worry, once we find Big Brother, he'll be able to help us. I know he will. Big Brother will? He's really smart, we can count on him for sure. Really? That's great. There are thoroughly decomposed remains on the table. Name tags still affixed to her chest. Great Harbor Elementary School, Mako's Sukurai. Kamishiro Trade School, Sakura Motoe. Okay. Big sis? What is it? Something wrong? It's my feet. My feet hurt. Your feet? The soles of Sachiko's feet seemed to be bothering her quite a bit. As we stood there, I noticed she was fidgeting in place, trying not to stand on them. I guess they would hurt. You've been walking around in just socks after all. She said nothing else. She just stared at my feet. She seemed to want my shoes now, but didn't want to say anything since I offered them earlier and she turned them down. So I just smiled and decided I'd offer them again. Do you want to wear my shoes? Is that okay? Of course, we wouldn't want you getting hurt anymore now, would we? How about you, big sis? I'm your big sister, so I'll be just fine. I wouldn't accept any objections. I just took off my shoes and handed them to Sachiko without another word. Cheerfully, she slipped them on over my socks. They were a little big on her, but I knew she'd feel better just having them. Thank you, I'm really happy now. Let's get going then, okay? Satsuko wasn't used to such big floppy shoes. She took one step and stumbled forward. You're right here, you can take my hand. Okay, big sister Yuka, I love you. Satsuko, I've already looked in here, and there was nothing to find. Let's head back, okay? Oh, really? Is it really okay to keep going like this? Let's go this way. Satsuko was pointing down the hall, toward the spot where the earthquake had dropped me. This way, is there something over there? I don't know. But come on. What was that sound? I want to go in there. In there, but the room is locked. It just made it sound like it unlocked. Is there something in there? Please, I want to go in. Well, alright, let's see what's inside then. Satsuko nodded firmly, then practically dragged me by the hand over to the door near my entry port in this underground maze. Wow, this room is pretty big. Over there. Energetic as can be, Satsuko pulled me farther into the darkened room. Satsuko, wait! Ow! I suddenly felt a sharp pain in the sole of my foot and looked down to see what I'd stepped in. A nail? The floor there was actually kind of a mess. It was bumpy and uneven, and there were all kinds of tiny, sharp-looking objects scattered everywhere. Not just old rusty nails, but bits of glass, loose wooden boards with jagged edges and splinters all over them, and plenty else I couldn't even identify. I'm bleeding. So cute. Sachiko? What's wrong, big sis? Huh? You're over there? So what was the voice I just heard? So tiny, probably just a child. Oh yeah, Sachiko, how old are you? How old am I? Yeah, like what age are you? You're in elementary school, right? I don't know, I can't remember. Oh. I'm sorry. Sachiko just stood there with her head hung low, and the look of disdain on her face. She didn't say another word. It seemed safe to assure that she probably didn't have any memories from when she was alive at all. No, I'm sorry I asked. Don't worry about it, please. Okay, sorry. Looking a bit closer in the pile of bones, the student ID, a female, Renaissance Elementary School, Yukurai, Sekeya. There's a desk in the corner of the room. Something seems to have fallen underneath it. What's that? Looks like an old instant camera? Sachiko bent down and looked at the camera gingerly as if it were some kind of rare treasure. Then she pointed it at me and pressed the shutter button. Bright. That startled me. It looks like it still works. May I have it? Sure, but isn't it heavy? That's okay, I'm happy. Desk in the corner of the room. The cycle folded up Japanese-style futons. Big Sis, Sachiko is tired. Do you want to take a quick nap on those futons? Uh-huh. Carefully tiptoeing across the litter-strewn floor, nursing my sore and bloody foot the whole while, I snaked my way over to the futons. I didn't much like the idea of sleeping in the same room as a dead child, but I have to admit, I was pretty exhausted too. They're a little damp and musty, but if we lay them out, we can at least get off our feet for a while. I'm so sleepy. I'm laying yours out right now. As soon as the futon was on the ground, as flat as it would go, Sachiko sprawled out on it. It wasn't long before her eyes started drooping. Yay, futon! Just seeing this innocent little girl joyously stretching out to take a nap was enough to lift my spirits and renew my hope. I'm so glad Sachiko was here with me. Thank you, big sis. Thank you too, Sachiko. I don't know what I would do if you weren't here with me. She really must have been tired. She was out like a light, and the second her head touched the bedding. She's so cute. I should sleep too, I've been walking a lot. I hope that when I wake up I'm back at home. I awoke to find myself being shaken. Sachiko was trying to get me up and her expression had gone white as a sheet. Big sis, big sis. What is it? She was on the verge of tears. Something seemed to really spooked her. Did that huge man find us? Was she attacked? It's okay, tell me what happened, nice and slow. I lost my hairpin. Your hairpin? When I woke up it was gone. Okay, so that's all then? That's all? I'm sorry, I thought it might have been something more scary. Where did you lose it? If we look, I'm sure we'll find it. The two of us searched every last inch of the room. Me with a wounded foot, but we came up empty-handed. Sachiko, is there anything your big sister can do for you? The entire time we searched, Sachiko hadn't said a word. I was hoping invoking our sisterly bond might help cheer her up. Hair keeps getting in my eyes and it hurts. Give me that thing you're wearing. She raised her right hand slowly and pointed to my headband. That's, I'm sorry, but that's the one thing I can't give away. As soon as I refused, Sachiko let out a faint, otherworldly groan. In the next moment, her face distorted and changed. She no longer looked like an innocent little girl. She looked well and truly like a demon now. Sachiko? Give it to me. Give it to me. Look in her eyes alone sent chills down my spine. These were the eyes of someone who meant me harm and was perfectly capable of inflicting it. What do I do now? Give her the headband? Yeah, I don't really think I can say no right here. I guess I don't have much of a choice. I'll give it to you, okay? I pulled the headband from my hair and handed it to Sachiko. I basically shut down at this point. My instincts had taken over. I was running on autopilot. The act of handing over the headband was almost robotic. That was far removed from the innocent giggle I had heard up until now. But I didn't even care. I was done. Whatever she wanted, I'd give her. Whatever she asked me to do, I'd do. It makes you happy, does it? I'm so glad. The second I said that, Sachiko stopped laughing, as if to say, if you're glad, then it didn't make me happy at all. Hey, can I have your hair too? My hair? Yeah, Big Sis's hair. Sachiko wants your hair. But how? How is that supposed to work? Sachiko got up on her tiptoes and stretched herself as tall as she could manage, then clamped down on my hair with her tiny hands and began pulling. Instantly, my entire world was pain. I was screaming and crying and just wanted to roll around on the floor until it went away. It was agonizing. It hurts, it hurts! I could feel something warm running down my cheek from the top of my head to my chin. There were 2 streams, then 3, 4. Blood? It wasn't just hair Sachiko had pulled out of my head. Somehow those tiny hands of hers had basically scalped me. How could a little girl have that much strength in her? The entire top half of my head throbbed. If I had a mirror, I knew I'd probably faint just from seeing myself in it. Pain was making me dizzy. I was probably losing a lot of blood. I knew I'd pass out sooner or later, so I called out for my big brother. I had no idea if I actually made any sound, but in my mind I was screaming, "Big brother! Big brother! Big brother, please save me." What happened? My legs feel heavy. Big sis, are you okay? I'm a big sister now. I have to pull myself together. What should I take from you next? After all this, why was I still doing what she told me to? Why was I still listening to her? A wave of sadness washed over me. The top of my head hurt. I knew a lot of it was missing. Sachiko was someone to be feared. If only I figured that out a little sooner. Big brother. How long had I been walking, I wondered. Sachiko, you still okay to walk? I was following Sachiko despite myself. I had no idea how much time passed, but it felt like an eternity. And she completely stopped answering any of my questions. I guess that's enough. She come to a halt. What's wrong, Sachiko? She turned and looked at me with wide, innocent eyes. There's something Sachiko wants you to give her. What is it? What was it going to be this time? I honestly didn't want to know, but the question came out of my mouth anyway, and so did this. Whatever it is you want, Sachiko, you can have it, just for you. Well, in that case... Can I have your life? My life? Somehow, some part of me knew this was coming. It was only a matter of time. I can't give you... Once again, I couldn't seem to control the words coming out of my mouth. It just said whatever it wanted to say, regardless of how I felt. You may have my life. She was laughing again. It was wild, crazy laughter. She was ecstatic. No. Why not? You said you'd give me anything I wanted. Because you're my big sister, right? Sachiko's smile almost seemed to twinkle in the dull light of the corridor. She had the face of an angel. But it was all just a mask. I'm scared, I'm scared, I'm scared. No, please. I mustered all the strength I had, trying with whatever life was left in me to denounce the words and resist her pull. There was no hope for me anymore, but I still clung to what I could. If I could just reject her statement and tell her she was wrong. No, please, no. Huh? Please don't joke about things like that, okay? Let's hurry and find my big brother. Big brother will be able to help us somehow, I know he will. So let's just keep searching. Your big brother? That's right. I'll never be like big brother, but I'll try my best. Big brother this and big brother that. God, you're annoying. Just give it to me. I'm going to kill you. Kill you. Kill you. I'll make you wrap those hands around your neck and die. Just die already. Sachiko. My body shook and spasmed uncontrollably. I was being overtaken by an invisible force. It was compelling me to speak, to say what would be my very last words on this earth. A suicide note, when you get right down to it. I guess there's nothing I can do. Okay, I'll give it to you. I'll give my life to you, Sachiko. It's all yours. It was instantaneous. With one single blow, my skull cracked wide open and blood splattered far and wide. I could feel blood trickling out from my nostrils and my right ear. My brain was jutting out from inside my head, fully exposed to the air, but I was still conscious. I could still feel everything. I saw a bright flash of light and realized she'd just taken my picture with that instant camera she'd been holding on to. Damn. What a pretty picture this is. I'll title it Lowly Woman. Sachiko was such a cute little girl before, but now her face was twisted into a hateful, spiteful grimace as she looked down on me in contempt. I know, how about I show this to Big Brother? You told me I could have anything I wanted, right? Well, he's my big brother now. Sachiko began patting my sticky, matted head with her coarse, sticky hands in a mockery of my previous gentleness with her. What a filthy face. Getting this was my goal all along, you know. My scrap of paper from the charm? I want to play with you again, big sis, so I'll spare you from your fate, for now. Let's do this again real soon, big sister Yuka. Damn. Episode 6, Mire. Clear. 7, Tooth chapter is now playable. Eri Kitamura. Soulful testimony unlocked in the bonus menu. Damn, only nearing an hour and a half. That was a very short chapter. I fucking hate Sachiko. Fucking manipulative bitch. Thank you very much, everyone, for supporting Corpse Party Book of Shadows. Hello, this is Yuka Mochida. I was really scared and wet myself over and cough. Moving on, I have a gift for everyone who cleared the chapter. I practiced a lot for this. So please, listen. It's a song. Stained red, the prayer. Big Brother's calling. Well, thank you very much. Goodbye. That's the only person who didn't, like, use their actual speaking voice and stayed in character till the end. Damn. Now that is method acting to the end. Commitment. But thank you all so much for joining me. I had a really fun time with this chapter, as I did with the other ones. If you didn't catch today's stream, this will be up on my YouTube. All of my YouTube VODs go straight unedited to, or all the Twitch VODs go straight to my YouTube channel, unedited, so you can watch every mistake, every stutter, every me just freaking out by myself in a room. But I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you tomorrow afternoon, maybe, or night, for the last chapter of Corpse Party Book of Shadows. I'm so ready to end this game and jump straight into the next one. We're leading up to October with spooky games and with this series, and then I think, like, in October we might be done with Corpse Party entirely within the first 2 weeks, and then I might do another spooky game just to continue that trend in October, and then we'll go back to cozy, comfortable, cool games in November possibly, or towards the end of October. Who knows? We'll do pretty much any game, really. I'm not really, you know, sticking to one theme. So I will see you all next time. Thank you so much for joining me. Goodbye.